Welcome back, everyone. Today we're taking a deep dive into Ultraman fandom.
Ultraman fandom, you say?
Yep, we'll be focusing on some observations from a really cool Malaysian blog called kianmeng.org.
Interesting. So what's the big takeaway from this blog? Why Ultraman, and why this blog specifically?
Well, it really struck me how even though Ultraman's popularity may have shifted in mainstream media over the years, it still thrives in these kind of hidden, passionate communities.
Oh, the dedicated fans keeping the legacy alive, I see.
Exactly. And this blog gives us this awesome peek into one of those real-world communities.
Real world, huh? So not just online forums and the usual internet stuff.
Right. And get this, the blogger, who goes by Ang, describes himself as an old software plumber.
An old software plumber, love it. That's got to be a story in itself.
Right. I mean, you can just imagine, like, 1 minute he's debugging code, and the next he's totally immersed in this universe of giant superheroes and monsters.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
It definitely speaks to the broad appeal of something like Ultraman, drawing in people from all walks of life. What else did this Aang guy have to say?
So he talks about this interesting thing he noticed about hobby and toy stores in Malaysia. You know, the kind of places where you'd find Ultraman merchandise.
Makes sense. What did he notice?
He found that many of these stores have moved away from big city center malls.
Oh, interesting. You'd think those high traffic areas would be prime real estate for that kind of stuff.
I know, right? But get this, they're setting up shop in a mall that's famous for its massive weekend flea market.
Flea market. That's a curious shift. So it's less about casual shoppers and more about targeting those dedicated collectors, huh?
Exactly. It seems counterintuitive at first. But when you think about it, flea markets, with their focus on vintage and collectible items, they create this unique atmosphere, like a sense of discovery and nostalgia.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely a different vibe than just strolling through a shiny corporate-feeling mall. More about the thrill of the hunt.
Totally. And think about the kind of stuff you'd typically find at a flea market, right? Vintage toys, comics, maybe even those old lunchboxes.
I can already picture those classic metal lunchboxes with Ultraman battling some crazy monster on the side.
Exactly. Those objects, they carry memories and stories, and for Ultraman fans, they represent this tangible link to their childhoods, or maybe even to their parents' childhoods.
It's about connecting with the past, holding a piece of history in your hands. Powerful stuff.
Right. And, even if you weren't a diehard Ultraman fan growing up, you've probably seen some of those iconic images somewhere. They're pretty hard to forget.
Absolutely. I mean, who could forget that flashing color timer on his chest like a ticking time bomb? Adds so much suspense to every fight.
Totally. And then there's that classic pose, when he crosses his arms to fire his energy beam.
Yep, that pose is instantly recognizable. Those visuals have become so embedded in pop culture. Even people who've never seen an episode can recognize Ultraman.
It's true. It's fascinating how those visual elements can hook you in, even if you don't know anything about the backstory. It's like a universal language of heroism and action. But what's even more interesting is how those visuals translate to the world of collectibles. What kind of things would Ultraman fans be searching for in a place like this flea market?
Well, you'd find everything from vintage action figures and model kits to rarer items like original posters, maybe lobby cards from the movies, even those coveted lunchboxes you mentioned earlier.
A whole hierarchy of collectibles, I bet, with some items more sought after than others.
Oh, absolutely. And that's where the thrill of the hunt really comes in, right?
Right.
It's not just about acquiring any old Ultraman figure. It's about finding that one specific one you've been searching for, the one that completes your collection or holds a special meaning for you.
So it's not just about the object itself, but also the story behind it, the personal connection.
Exactly. And that ties back to why those flea markets are such great gathering spots for fans. They provide that space to connect with other collectors, to swap stories, to maybe even discover a hidden gem you never knew existed.
It's like a treasure hunt, but instead of gold, you're searching for these pieces of pop culture history that hold so much meaning.
Perfectly said. And as we dig deeper into this blog, I think we'll uncover even more about this world of Ultraman fandom.
I'm ready for it. It's already so fascinating to see what Aang has uncovered, and I'm really curious to see what other insights he has to share. It's funny, we often think about fandom mostly existing online these days, like forums and social media. But what Aang found in that flea market really shows those in-person places still matter.
Yeah, for sure. Like, at the end of the day, Connecting with others who love the same stuff you do, that's a basic human need. It's not just an online thing.
Absolutely. Online, sure, you can find info, connect with folks all over, but there's this energy when you're in a real space, surrounded by fellow fans, seeing their faces light up, talking about their collections.
Totally.
Mm.
Hard to beat that. And for fans of something like Ultraman, which, let's be honest, some people might see as a bit niche, a bit geeky, having those spaces where everyone gets it, that must feel really validating.
Oh, yeah, like you're not alone in your love for it. The people around you, they get the details, the backstory, the whole thing.
It lets you go deeper too, right? Conversations that casual fans might not even follow. You can geek out over a rare figure or debate, like some tiny point of Ultraman lore.
Almost like a secret clubhouse, but filled with Ultraman stuff instead of, well, whatever else is in clubhouses.
No, I love that image. And Ank's post, he actually has some photos of the collectibles. Super vibrant colors, those dynamic poses. They really capture the whole energy of it all.
He even keeps calling them Ultramans, plural, like hinting at this huge variety of characters, not just the main guy everyone knows.
That's a good point. And it shows how duck the Ultraman franchise really is. It's not just one hero, it's a whole universe. Different Ultramen with different powers, allies, enemies, decades of stories.
So collecting isn't just about grabbing any figure. It's like, you got to understand this whole world, the different eras, the shows.
Right? It adds a whole other level. You're not just amassing things, you're building like a physical archive of this thing you're so into, putting the history together, piece by piece.
It's like those people who collect specific comic book issues or rare stamps. The thrill is in the hunt, getting the complete set, owning a little piece of something bigger.
And for Ultraman, even someone who's never seen it, they can still appreciate how cool those pieces look. The designs are so bold, the creature's so imaginative. There's real artistry there.
You're making me want to start my own collection. So say someone is listening, they're intrigued. Where's a good place to even start learning about Ultraman?
Good question. And it comes back to that global fandom thing. Online, there's tons of stuff. Fan wikis, forums for each series, even YouTubers breaking down every tiny detail.
Technology's great for that. No matter what language you speak, you can connect with other fans.
And even if you don't know Japanese, Ultraman is so visual, so action-packed. You can watch a fight and get what's at stake, the emotion of it, even without the words.
Some stories are just that powerful. They go beyond language.
Exactly. And that's a big reason why Ultraman still has fans worldwide so long after it started. Hope, courage, good versus evil, those themes never get old.
It's funny, we started with this one Malaysian blogger, now we're talking global phenomena.
That's the fun of these deep dives. You start specific, but it can lead to bigger ideas about culture, community, how stories stick with us.
Now, before we wrap up this Ultraman talk, I got a question I think our listeners might find interesting. We've been talking about how global Ultraman fandom is and how these hobby shops have moved to this flea market. Makes you wonder, what other kind of niche communities are out there that we don't even know about, like hidden groups with their own things they're passionate about?
Ooh, yeah, that's a great point. It's so easy to focus on the big, obvious fandoms. But I bet there are tons of these fascinating groups doing their thing.
Right, like maybe there's a group that's super into vintage board games, meeting up in some tucked-away cafe, or people who are crazy about bonsai trees, having their own little club in a park somewhere.
Oh, totally. Or like a group of people who love listening to podcasts and get together to talk about their favorite deep dives.
Uh-huh. Now that's a community I'd love to see. Anyway, we should probably wrap things up here. Big thanks to everyone for joining us on this Ultraman deep dive. Hopefully it's made you curious about more than just giant superheroes and monsters. It's a reminder that there are these hidden passions out there connecting people in ways we might not even realize.
Well said. And hey, next time you're out and about, keep an eye out. You never know what cool and unexpected groups of enthusiasts you might stumble upon.
Until next time, keep on exploring.